Rahim. And again, this is a continuation of the acid-base balance. A few words of regarding intercalated cells. These cells they are present in the distal convoluted tubule and they are also present in the common collecting ducts, and basically they are 10%. 90% cells are the principal cells. The two types of the intercalated cells they are present. One is known as the type A or alpha intercalated cells. Basically, the difference between these two is the presence of the hydrogen ATPase pump. In type 1 or alpha type, the hydrogen ATPase pump, you will see that this is the luminal surface. This is the luminal surface. It is present on hydrogen ATPase pump is present on the luminal surface. So and the other type, the hydrogen ATPase pump is present to the other side, the basolateral surface. So the basic difference between type 1 and type A and B or alpha and beta is the presence of the hydrogen ATPase. In type alpha or type A it is present on the luminal surface, while in the type beta or B it is present on the basolateral surface. This is the main difference. So in the type A, the hydrogen ions are secreted by two ways. One is the hydrogen ATPase pump and other is a counter transport with the potassium. So you will see that I have written here on the luminal surface, the two ways. On the luminal side, hydrogen ATPase pump is present. Second is the hydrogen potassium exchanger is present, while this type A is going to reabsorb bicarb from the basolateral surface. The bicarb is reabsorbed from the basolateral surface. So while in the type B cells, beta intercalated cells, it is going to secrete the this one type A is caused the reabsorption of the bicarb, while beta intercalated cells they are causing the secretion of the hydrogen. This is the luminal surface, and you will see the bicarb is coming out of the cell. Secretion is going to occur against the chloride, while there is a reabsorption of the hydrogen ion. So there is two types of cells, as you can well understand by looking at these diagrams. What are these two types of the intercalated cells? Now we are moving onward. What is meant by the acidosis, what is meant by the alkalosis, and how the body is going to compensate for the acidosis and the alkalosis. First we will see the general things, then we will go into the details. Acidosis. Basically, acidosis means excess of the acid in the body. Whenever there is more acid in the body, it is known as the acidosis. Whenever there is more base in the body, it will know the alkalosis. Now, there are two types of the acidosis and there are two types of the alkalosis. Whenever the acid is more, this is acidosis. When this cause of this acidosis is in the fault in your respiratory system, if your lungs are not performing their function properly, then we will call it as a respiratory acidosis. So, for example, there is a choking. Someone is going to strangle your throat, or there is an pneumonia. Your lungs they are unable to remove the hydrogen ion from the body. So, remove the carbon dioxide from the body, and this carbon dioxide is retained in your body, can convert or help to produce more hydrogen ion, and this type of the acidosis will be known as a respiratory acidosis. Similarly, if your kidneys they are not functioning and kidney cannot excrete the hydrogen ion from the body, or anything other than the respiratory processes, they will be known as the metabolic acidosis. For example, kidney they are normal, acidosis is there, respiratory system is normal, kidneys are normal, still we have got the acidosis. And all these acidoses which are other than the respiratory system fault is known as a metabolic acidosis. Now very good example of that acidosis is ketoacidosis in the diabetic patient. Whenever there is uncontrolled diabetes, it can lead to the production of the metabolic acidosis. In that metabolic acidosis, your respiratory system is normal, your kidneys are normal, but still you have got the acidosis. Actually, there are two systems behind this acidosis or alkalosis. One is your respiratory system, other is your kidneys. So, if the problem is due to the respiration, we will name them as a respiratory acidosis, or whenever there is more base, we will call it a respiratory alkalosis. Whenever the base is more, for example, someone is going to inflate more and more balloons, is removing more and more carbon dioxide from the body. Naturally, when the excess of the carbon dioxide is removed from the body, there will be relative increase in the base in your body. It will lead to the respiratory alkalosis. Or sometimes, unfortunately, if you accidentally take more base, for example, where the base is coming in different form, the drugs which are going to antacids, which are known as antacids, which are used for to reduce the acidity of the body. And if unfortunately or we take it more than the normal doses, it may lead to the alkalosis. So again coming back, normally we have got acid base balance. That if you see this bar, we have 1 degree, we have got 1 unit of carbon dioxide, against which we have got the 20 units of the bicarb. So this is the normal ratio in the body. Whenever this normal ratio is disturbed, it may lead to the acidosis or it may lead to the alkalosis. For example, respiratory acidosis. In respiratory acidosis, suppose your lungs, they are not functioning due to pneumonia or due to the choking in the throat, some foreign bodies entangled in your trachea. So carbon dioxide retention will be in the body, carbon dioxide will become more, and what will be happen? Your carbon dioxide now become doubled. If you compare it with this diagram, with 1 unit, now carbon dioxide become double. So this increase in carbon dioxide, so this bar has to move down. Now how the body is going to compensate for it? Compensation. Now keep in mind one thing very important, that if acidosis or alkalosis is due to defect in one system, for example, here is the problem in the respiratory system, then this respiratory system cannot compensate for itself. It cannot correct the acidosis by itself. Now, the kidney, they will come forward and they will try to compensate for the respiratory acidosis. How? They are going to form extra bicarb. As we have seen in the previous lecture, they are going to form extra bicarb production. And this bicarb, which is normally 20 units, they will become double now. So this is going to balance. Carbon dioxide more, bicarb will be the more. So this is the cause of the respiratory acidosis, and this is a compensation for the acidosis. At the same time, if there is a respiratory alkalosis, for example, I have told you earlier that someone is going to exhale more and more again and again. For example, inflating different types of the balloons. So the carbon dioxide will be removed, excess of the carbon dioxide will be removed from the body, and the total volume of the carbon dioxide in the body, if you compare it with this one, it is going to reduce. Now how it is going to be compensated by this is done by the kidney. For how the kidney production of bicarb is also reduced. So here if you compare this size with this one, so the kidney is going to compensate for this alkalosis. Now at this point you must understand one thing. If both systems are normal, like kidneys are normal, your respiratory system is normal, but still you have got the acidosis, like metabolic acidosis produced in the diabetic patients. That is known as the diabetic ketoacidosis. Whenever there is uncontrolled diabetes, there is excessive production of there is excessive utilization of the fat, and ketone bodies are produced, like acetoacetic acid, acetones, they are produced, and they will lead to the acidosis. Now in this type of the acidosis, where your both systems are normal, now these both systems will try to compensate for this type of the acidosis. But when one system is diseased and it is going to produce acidosis or alkalosis, other system will try to compensate for it. Let's see the next diagram. Here again there is a normal diagram. This is a normal one unit against 20 unit. This is a normal presence in the body. Now what happens to the metabolic acidosis? Actually, the metabolic acidosis, whenever your respiratory system is normal, if your respiratory system is normal and still you have got acidosis, that means whenever that is your extra hydrogen is produced in your body. Now, the arrow is showing that your bicarb is reduced. How this bicarb is reduced? Actually, bicarb present in your body is going to neutralize. It is utilized for the neutralization of the excess of the hydrogen. That's why these bicarbs, they are utilized, they are consumed in the neutralization of the excess hydrogen. So it is again a laboratory test. Whenever you suspect this acidosis, go for the bicarb level. If the bicarb level is less than 24, you may suspect that the patient is suffering from the acidosis or patient is moving towards the acidosis. So the bicarb is decreased. You can well see that if you compare this size with this size. So the bicarb are reduced. Now how this is going to be compensated? How this compensation? Now usually if the problem is in the kidney, then this will be compensated by your lungs. What will do the lungs? They will perform the hyperventilation. They will perform more and more carbon dioxide will be removed from the body. So if the bicarb are less, your carbon dioxide is also less. So they are going to balance with each other. This is the compensation for the metabolic acidosis. So this is the compensation done by it. If kidney is also, if problem is in the kidney through, then this will happen. If the kidney is also normal, it is compensated by the production of the new bicarb. So the kidney, on one side, your respiratory system will try to compensate it. Then what will happen? For example, your kidney, your metabolic acidosis is due to the problem in the kidney. Then your respiratory system will compensate for it through hyperventilation. But if the kidney is also normal, like diabetic ketoacidosis, then they will compensate by the production of excess of the bicarb. So metabolic acidosis is due to two reasons. It may be due to the kidney problems, and it is also keep in mind that usually whenever there is a chronic renal failure, we are heading towards acidosis. Although alkalosis may be there, but it's very rare. Normally we are facing acidosis because we are taking extra acid in our diet, and it is a function of the respiratory system and the kidney to remove that hydrogen and from the body. So in metabolic acidosis, the cause may be in the kidney. If the cause is in the kidney, then the compensation will be done by the lungs through hyperventilation. And if the kidneys they are normal, like in diabetic ketoacidosis, then the kidney will perform their function. They will compensate by production of more and more bicarb, and it will be neutralized. So here the metabolic acidosis you have seen. Then we have to go to the metabolic alkalosis, that is extra bicarb in your body. This extra bicarb. So here is the bicarb. This one you can compare it this one. You have got more bicarb in the body. So this compensation of the bicarb will be done by the kidneys. Removal of this bicarb, whenever it becomes more bicarb in the body, they will be removed by the kidneys. Kidney will try to remove this bicarb, and respiratory system they will perform hypoventilation. They will reduce the ventilation, and when they reduce the ventilation, they will add extra carbon dioxide in the body. So whenever bicarb is more in the metabolic alkalosis, kidney will try to remove them to reduce the bicarb. At the same time, your respiratory system, it will try to add extra carbon dioxide in your body. Now if you concentrate on this diagram and on this diagram, you can very easily learn, although the different things are present, the causes, there are different things, they are present in the book, you can see there, but the difficult thing is explained in front of you, that how they are going to be compensated. These are different things. What are the causes of the acidosis? What are the causes of the metabolic acidosis? What happens? All these things are present in this diagram, and you will see the list of these things from your book also. This was all about the compensation of the how the acidosis, what is meant by the alkalosis, what is meant by the acidosis, how these acidosis and alkalosis they are neutralized by the body or they are compensated by the body. Now, one thing very important, that whenever the buffers are present, buffers they are trying to change or they are trying to resist in the change in pH. So if the pH is normal, it doesn't mean the acidosis or alkalosis is not happening. It is in process until and unless your buffers they are exhausted. When the buffers they are exhausted, then the pH is going to be disturbed. And when the pH is less than this one, you will see 7.4, it will be alkalosis. And when the pH will be the more than this, it will be the 7.4, it will be the acidosis. Now, if this carbon pressure, partial pressure of carbon dioxide is more than 40, it is respiratory acidosis. If the bicarb level is less than 24, it is a metabolic acidosis. And this is the way by which you can conclude what type of the problem is there. You can see this diagram very easily. You can understand this diagram very easily, and this diagram is helpful up till here. This is for the second year students up till here. Below that is for difficult for you. This is for the higher level. This was all about the acid base balance.